Welcome back. We have breaking news here. This is in MacArthur Park. Scott Reif is in Air 7 HD. And Scott, we have a lot going on. We haven't seen much in the way of detentions at this point, but we see a lot of confrontation. What are you seeing?
Absolutely. There's a lot of activity and a big deployment here, bigger than we've really seen in the past for the most part. You see the armored vehicle traveling right through MacArthur Park right now. You see a lot of people trying to antagonize them, if you will, coming up to the vehicle, stopping it, and LAPD has just responded. It looks like LAPD is going to be involved in some crowd control. You see them there on the bottom of your screen, but we'll push back into the armored vehicles. One of the things that is so difficult, these agents are not identified. You can't tell if it's ICE. You can't tell if it is National Guard. We had a convoy of National Guard vehicles go through here a few moments ago, and they left. We have 4 or 5 bands standing by as well, and then all the other unmarked vehicles. You can see the crowd is getting closer and closer to what could be ICE agents. We don't know that for certain, but in the past when we've seen this type of activity, that is what it has been. But as you mentioned, we haven't seen anyone detained. We haven't seen these agents go out into the crowd and try and grab anyone, and it looks like now they may be moving through. Interestingly enough, earlier we had a report that Mayor Bass was here for a short period of time, and then we believe she left. Whether she just stumbled across this or she planned to come here and let people know that ICE may be involved in this activity, if it is ICE, is unclear. But certainly there's a lot of activity here, and you could tell a lot of the crowd is getting extremely close to these vehicles, and that's a problem, and that's why LAPD has responded. It looks like they're going to try and eventfully try and make sure the crowd does not get too close to some of those vehicles. Usually LAPD does not assist, but they will be involved in crowd control, and that appears to be what is happening.
Scott, again, we're looking at this. We don't exactly know why these federal agents are here. And we don't actually know exactly what agency they're with, correct?
That is correct. It makes it extremely difficult when they are not identified. We don't see anything on the armored vehicle. We don't see any of the other vehicles marked with identification, just police. Nothing but police, no specific agency, no FBI. And it looks like now they are rolling through and leaving. We don't believe any detentions or arrests were made. We didn't see anything like that. But it was interesting. They have a Black Hawk helicopter, DHS's Homeland Security's helicopter, is overhead. LAPD did respond. They rolled through, and then they just left. But at one point in time, there was probably as many as 30 National Guard vehicles that drove through the streets. And boy, to see that on our streets, it's the first time I've really seen that many National Guard vehicles. I mean, large vehicles. They're big vehicles strolling through the neighborhood, down through our streets. That was certainly unusual. It looks like whatever activity is going on now is dissipating. It appears that they are leaving, and it looks like LAPD may be leaving as well. But it was touch and go for a moment there. It's unclear if any arrest or detentions had been made.
Well, Scott, the National Guard was what I was going to ask you about a moment ago, because it almost looked, because you mentioned it, but there were a lot of National Guard, heavy, a police officer almost hitting people in the street there. Again, that is odd, but it's almost as if something was scheduled that maybe was canceled.
It appears that could be the case. That very well could be. It was a large deployment of what appears to be ICE, federal agents of some time before. That police officer swerved right at one of those people on the street. I mean, I've really never seen anything like that, where they intentionally tried to almost hit someone on the street. That was quite unusual. But as you mentioned, there was an extremely large deployment here of federal agents. They have left now. Now, whether they had scheduled some type of huge raid in this area, and then somehow it got counteracted by people knowing about it, and they left, but it was certainly very unusual to saw what we saw here over the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, very intimidating presence when we saw it just in the commercial break before we got to your live report. It was interesting to see. It was just this caravan of so many military vessels and large ones, and they're full of people inside. So again, we're watching this, we're monitoring this. We watched that LAPD cruiser really kind of getting slightly aggressive out there. I know that people are frustrated and people are jaywalking and probably hindering law enforcement, but again, you don't want things to get escalate. That's the last thing anybody needs out here.
Yeah, the danger of people in the street, especially when we saw the federal agents in the street, how confrontational people were. And it did seem as if the officers was officers, in a sense, maybe, Scott, trying to send a message. I don't think they were even close to trying to hit the person, but they were certainly trying to get people to get out of the street. Because this was one of those moments where it could have gone either way, and you really needed the crowd to disperse.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that before.
I've never seen that.
A patrol car swerve towards a person that's standing in the street
Yeah.
to try and get him out of the way. If that was his intention, I guess it worked. It is clearing for the most part. That is Wilshire Boulevard that is shut down, runs right through the middle of MacArthur Park here, and it looks like they're stopping traffic. Go to the bottom of your screen. LAPD had set up down here, and it looked like when they responded, you know, what they do is they just get some sort of complaint that there's activity. They don't get any forewarning that something like this is going to happen, and when they respond, they will get involved with crowd control. It looks like that was their intent initially. Now, since the armored vehicles rolled out and the federal agents have left, it looks like the LAPD is leaving the scene as well. We don't know if anybody was hurt or injured or detained at this point.
Okay. Scott, thank you very much.